Hey guys, how's it going today? It's Luke here. So this is going to be my second video in my series on sentence mining. So in my last video, if you haven't watched it already, I covered what it is, why you should do it, how to create sentences easily with audio on Anki, and 2 easy sources for sentences, HelloTalk and getting sent from your teacher on italki. So today I'm just going to focus on one study method, way to get sentences, and this is going to be from textbooks. So I have with me 2 quick textbooks that I'm going to show you. I've been using this one, Wedding Bells. Then I'm going to break down exactly step by step what I do. So first one, and both of these books are pretty much the same. They come with audio CD, which I've downloaded onto my phone, and then along with that they have, if I can just find it, they have dialogues written out in how you spoke in Cantonese with Yale romanization, and then flip over a page, and both are fairly similar. Have list of vocab, some grammar notes, and at the back English translation. So this is very much focus on improving reading. So first thing you want to do is to go open to the dialogue page with the characters. So this page here, and you want to read it through. I usually read it through twice, and just make out as much as you can. If you can't remember the pronunciation of a word, try to remember the meaning, and if you can't remember either, then just skip over it. So I'll go through it once, get an overall feel for it, and then that way it helps me when I go through it the second time, because you already have some context. It makes reading through the second time a lot easier. So then, once you've done that, there's a lot of specialised vocabulary that probably some of this I wouldn't have learnt yet. So I go through again once more, referring to the vocab list as a point of reference, flipping between the 2 pages, and that helps me. Pick up probably most of what's being said. And then, because we're trying to get away from romanization into characters, the next thing I do is, instead of going to the Yale, I'd listen to the audio, which I've downloaded onto my phone, and go through that, listen and read maybe 4-5 times over. Usually because they're not speaking that fast, it's quite slow speech in these textbooks. You can usually pick up the vast majority of what's going on by that point, or at least in my case. And then once I've done that, then go through again slowly, comparing all the characters that I couldn't pick out before to the Yale, and looking at the pronunciation, saying them, and if I can try and figure out the meaning from that. So then once you've done all of that, if you still can't figure this out, you go to the English and read through the English translation, and then you go back and compare the English with the characters and try to figure out as much as you can just by comparing the 2 texts. And by this point you should have a pretty good idea of what everything means, apart from a few sentences which may need clarification. And then what you want to do is take all the sentences that you've struggled with from here and put them into Anki. Now you might be thinking, how am I going to get the characters from the page onto my computer? And that's where an app called Pleco comes in. So it's got something called optical character recognition software. So you basically take a picture of the page, and then it comes up with a little green box. You match the green box around the sentence you want to click, and click copy, and it comes up with the characters on your screen. You can tap on each one to get the pronunciation and the meaning. So you can use that, and that's really useful, really easy way to get that onto your computer quite quickly. Put it straight into Anki, and then go through the steps I mentioned in the last video. review the sentences a couple of times on Anki, and then once you've done that, you should be able to go back to the original dialogue, read through it, and should be able to understand vast majority of it at this point. Read through with the audio, and then without the audio, see if you can still pick up the same, and if you can't, if you've missed a few bits, forgot to pronounce it, go back with the audio again, listen to it with, and then take the audio away and make sure you can read as much as possible. Because it's reading we're working on, it's starting with just reading and it's ending with just reading, so you're training your reading skills as much as you can with the aids, and then slowly taking them away to try and retain what you've learned. So this is what I've been using so far, Wedding Bells, and it's based on a short story with a Hong Kong girl falling in love with a Japanese man. It's based in 20 chapters written as the diary entries of the woman, and this is actually, as far as Leonard's book goes, this is actually really interesting. The second book, A Feng Shui Master, similar to the first book, but unfortunately the characters, the Yale and the English, are all next to each other like that, so if you're anything like me, the temptation is probably going to be greater to glance across to what the meaning is. But you've also got audio in the back, again downloaded it onto my phone, so if you're looking for intermediate readers for Cantonese, then both of these are highly recommended. And I think the important thing with this is it's progressive, so if you're not ready for an intermediate reader yet, you've got things like Complete Cantonese Beginner's Guide, and these should have small dialogues in with the audio, and this is a beginner's book, so this should be much simpler. And if all of this is too simple for you, you can move on to harder materials, native like materials. So you've got comic books, Hong Kong style comic books, which is great insight into the culture. And then recently there's also Xiongzi, the Little Prince, got translated into Cantonese. And if you prefer something online, they also have, if you look on Hong Kong Golden, they've published several novels all in spoken Cantonese, and the good thing about that is because it's on the computer, you can just get copy the sentences straight over to Anki and go through with a pop-up dictionary on Google Chrome or Firefox and just look up all the words you don't know. So yeah, sorry for the ramble, I got a bit off track towards the end there, but if you're just starting out, then it's much better to stick to stuff with audio. So if you're an intermediate, Wedding Bells. If you're not quite ready, I'd recommend Complete Cantonese. So that's it for today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. 下次見啦。